Okay, good morning. It is the pre-market for 4/26/2019, Friday. It's the end of the week. If we take a look, we've kind of built out this top volume node quite a bit, along with the bottom. If I remember correctly, this bottom one has been expanding quite a bit. The bar looks pretty neutral to me. We're right into the low volume node. So this could be a resistance. It could go either way today, either up or back down. When it gets into the low volume node, that's usually where the turning points are. So this is definitely, right there sitting in a balance. Not really sure what else to say about the weekly. Again, I expect this to still continue up and hit this 3027 level. As we look at the daily over here, what this looks like is a bull flag. Basically we've come back, we've tested across the top of this volume node right here, and you can see that they've bought it up both times, which has created that that big volume node right here is that purchase. Every time that it dips down, the dip buyers come in and buy it really hard. So I expect it to kind of just hold and go sideways right here, and then eventually take off and make it to the higher. Not sure if anything else here. Really, we're just kind of balancing across the top of this volume node, and I wouldn't be surprised if this thing broke out and went to all-time highs. ATR is creeping back down, and volume was really good as far as how it's been lately. So a little bit more volume yesterday. Dip buyers were definitely in there getting their shares yesterday. So, most of that was generated down here and on this run up. Of course, this is the top of that spike that's been developing up there on the weekly. You can see overnight we had the weakness. It dipped down, and they pretty much bought it back up. It's basically balancing on the top of this node, and then this was balancing on the top of that node, and now this kind of area is kind of balancing right here on this little node, and you can see that it's holding, and PPT is in full force here. I talked last night how I thought that it would trade up into kind of this area before the market opened, and maybe even if it was already up here by this time of the morning, I would think that they would be pushing it even higher to try and break some more structure, but it looks like they're not that eager to get in this early in the morning. You can kind of see on the volume profile, this is a pretty low volume area, so I would expect it to kind of go through this area fairly easy and be up here before the actual open at resistance. They're buying, so obviously they've, from a negative, they've put 3,000 contracts and been able to, make quite a good progress, about 7 points up here. So this node doesn't look like particular tough resistance, but I think here you've got quite a bit of volume, and it'll probably go up to the kind of to the higher end, and probably look like something in here. It kind of ties in with that piece right there. Will be probably the place where the battle takes place to try and reverse it, if it's going to reverse. Not sure anything on the bigger chart. again, we've got, you know, this pretty good volume node, so if we had some weakness, you know, we've tested the top of this. Usually it's a test of a top and then a test of the bottom, and you can see that, you know, that there's some good volume right in here, so I would expect it to probably bounce right there and then bounce right here. So if we had weakness, you could kind of expect it to stair step at these levels, but I definitely think that buyers would show up down here, so keep that in mind if you're looking to get long and play kind of what looks like a big bear flag. I mean, a big bull flag at this point. You know how it's just kind of creeping back. So here are the levels, and good luck in your trading. See you this evening.